Hey everybody, I thought after all the videos that you've seen of me basically building this section of it, I thought I'd better give a bit of an explanation of where I'm actually going to go with the build and what I intend on doing to it when I finish it. So if you follow me in through the front here, as we walk in, you'll notice behind me, just over there, is the finished booth. Okay, so there's a certain level that I couldn't have. I couldn't bring the ceiling up too high because of the roller door behind me. So what I've done is I've brought in a level that I can actually fit it in. So it's only 1900 width inside that booth. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do like an entry side of it. So when you look here, as I've pointed out before, I'm going to bring this ceiling straight across, and I'm going to leave it at this level across underneath there. As you can see, I can't go any higher anyway, and I will bring it wall out to this side. So I'll be putting a wall in there that'll come out to here, and then through here, a bit glary there, nothing I can do about that, and from here I'll bring a 450 out again, and I'll be putting a cupboard in here. Right, so there'll be a ceiling height to here. Then basically from there, you'll see where I've put like a half front skin on here. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to continue that ceiling straight up, or that wall straight up to the top. Okay, so this area will end up a void inside. Okay, and then in this little hallway, I'm going to put the manhole. Okay, hence why up the top there, I've got the little power point there that's governed by the switch on the wall here that will go along and turn on those little downlights I was telling you about. And plus also all the power will be run through the ceiling. There's the junction box I was telling you about. Okay, now the electrician changed things a little bit. As I said, I was going to have a power box in this corner, or like a junction box. He's decided it'd be probably better as the main power. Can you see it? Yep, there it is. The power comes up through the ground here, and all he's basically done is he's going to run it up here. He's put a junction box in. Now all of that section there you can get from, or here you can get from inside this roof space that's going to be left, because the wall comes to about here. Okay, and then the power's past it. So if we need to add more in there, we can get to it there, and that does all the lights and everything. So it's been slightly changed, but you've still got access through the ceiling. Okay, so then from there, as I've shown you before, there's a power point down there to can you see it down there? There it is, down there, hidden in behind there. That runs the amps that I've got sitting here for the minute, and if anybody wants to run any extra stuff here, I can run it from there. So this will basically be pretty well a void back to about here. So there's enough room that you could actually put another guitarist here if you really wanted to. So there's plenty of space. So I've actually got my small electronic kit sitting roughly where it's going to be, and as you can tell, there's a fair amount of room here before you get to my console. Now, a friend of mine, Andrew, actually came up with the idea. I was going to bring in a ceiling height that was going to be just underneath that, where the roof joist goes up, and I was going to bring it out low, which would have been a low ceiling, and he suggested why not I do the bats in there and then screw the 12mm ply straight to the ceiling. So now it gives it a weird shape, so it makes life a bit different. See, with the back wall, as we were talking about with bass traps and everything, I've got that wall there is a different depth than that wall there, so it's already offset. With the ceiling being arced like that, it'll change the dimensions again. And what I've decided to do is, because I'm not really happy about having this big fluoro in the top here, and I really like the soft texture of the the LED, I'm actually considering, once the ceiling goes through, I'm going to get, which these are 1200 by 2400 long, so 1200 wide, I'm going to put a sheet in the center, so your roof will come up on an angle and then flatten off, and through the middle there I can run all my cable, and I'll put those little downlights I was telling you about, and I'll put a couple of those LED lights here in the center instead of the fluoros, just to soften the harshness of that light there, so just to soften it down a little bit. So that's another design thing. I've changed that. And then as you can see behind me here, over in this corner here beside the console, okay, just here in this corner here is going to be another floor to ceiling cupboard, which I'll have those thick curtains I was talking about before in front of it. And that's my storage. Like as you can see, I've just got, you know, paperwork and junk, all my guitars and all that sort of stuff will go in that cupboard over the corner there. And I've got, you know, these boxes, you always hang on to the boxes if you ever got to move stuff, and that'll all actually probably go and live up in the top up there when I'm finished. And then I've got some space over this side up in the ceiling, so I can get rid of all my, you know, my boxes and all that junk. And then of course on this side we'll have the same thing. There'll be another floor to ceiling cupboard. And here, where you can see my window, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually finish off a window frame in here, a proper window frame. So it'll go around the outskirts of this, a deep window frame because of the beam, and then I'm going to have a 70mm again, and then I'll finish that off around there so that it looks finished. It's all nice and finished, and it's got trim around it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plug for it. Basically, I'm going to do another frame similar to the stuff that's up there, and then I'll have the outer skin's going to be wider, and then I slide it into place, and then I can either screw it. I'm not too sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I can have that nice soundproofing trim that I've got on my door frame already, and then when you slide it in, it plugs the hole. But if we ever decide to leave, I've got a cupboard in the end which you can basically turn into a kitchenette, and then of course you have enough room in the centre here. As you can see, the size of my table here is big enough you can put a king size bed in the middle with two side cupboards. Okay, and then of course, I think I sort of explained it, but here inside my booth, right, I made sure that when I did my width from the door to the wall, that is the correct width, that I can actually put a shelf through here, and then it's all your hanging, and you've got an L-shaped so this actually becomes a walk-in robe. So I've thought ahead of, if for argument's sake we ever sell and we move or whatever, we can actually have this as a fifth bedroom basically. So this can be a walk-in robe. The cupboard just outside can be a kitchenette or another cupboard, and then you've got two more in there. Then you pull the bung out of the window hole, and you've just got a normal window there. It will actually have air conditioning up on this wall here. Okay, because we're in Mackay, and I can tell you she gets nice and sweaty and hot up here, and I'll be basically shutting off the room to outside. So that's basically what I'm going to do. Okay, on design, and we were going to go carpet on the floor, but we wanted to resonate a bit, so we're actually probably going to go with a timber floor over the top of the concrete, just to liven the room up a little bit. Yes, also there will be, I've already bought my other plates. These are those XLR plates I was telling you about, that's in my booth. I've got the other three here. Okay, so there'll be another outlet. There'll be another outlet there, and over this side I'll probably put one probably that side and one this side, so you can add guitars and whatever else. And if I ever, decide to put a live drum kit in here, I've got enough inputs to actually run it through the system. Okay. The only thing I did do, I must admit, that I never discussed, is that front studs that I put up near the roller door. The main reason why that was put there is a simple fact: to stand the wall off the roller door itself, and to give me enough room to put trim around the door external. I've also put, actually I'll show you, up here I added two sliding bolts on both sides, so when she's up I can lock that in place. Okay, padlock it, and then this roller door just stays like that. And then of course you'll have your door, your access. This one will come out. This one will come out this way, and the inside one will swing in that way. So you've got the small cupboard, so it swings past the small cupboard. That was the only thing. Anyway, that's about it. if you've got any questions, just ask me. That's pretty well how I'm designing it and how I'm going to finish it off. At the moment, I'm having a bit of a break. The simple fact is I've got some work on, so I've got to get that done and get that completed. So then I'll get back into it. I've got to get the door. I've got to get my external door on. The simple fact is my measurements are so close on my roller door and my ceiling to the booth, it's actually rubbing and wearing a slight mark into the roller door. So I've got to get the door finished so I can actually go along and have it up permanently. Other than that, mate, any questions, guys, just let me know. You know, comment below, you know, usual thumbs up if you like it, sort of stuff. I want to converse with people, learn more when you talk to people. So, but anyway, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Here we go for the music. Cheers.